Hi, year six. Good morning, and how are you today? I hope you had a very good night. All right, today we're studying math, and we're still on Unit 12 of Unit 3 of Lesson 12. Today we're going to be having our student book, page 224 to 228, and our focus will be on our workbook 202 to 204. So we're still on Unit 3 and we're looking at the perimeters of compound shapes, but we're focusing on the workbook today. Let's go ahead. Our objective today is to be able to calculate the perimeter of any compound shape. Now I'm going to show you a hint on how to find perimeter of compound shapes. But first of all, what is a compound shape? A compound shape is a shape that has two simple shapes in one shape. So you can have like two rectangles or two squares, or one rectangle and one square in one shape only. I'll show you that in the next few seconds. Now see, I have two lines here. Can you see these two lines? One is a vertical line running from the top to the bottom, and the second one is a vertical line, or pardon me, is a horizontal line running from left to the right. Now, when you are looking for the perimeter or calculating the perimeter of shapes, take note that we always have the length and the width. The length and the width. So which one is the length? The length is the horizontal line. And the horizontal line, remember I said, is this very line running from the left to the right, the one right at the top. While the vertical line, which is the width, the width is the one running from the top to the bottom. All right? Now we have a hint here about finding the missing sides. So I said there, you have to, when you have a shape and you are told to find the missing side, what you must do is check all the corresponding opposite lengths or widths of the missing side. What does that mean? In every shape, in every rectangle, there is always an opposite side. And in every square, there is always an opposite side. So check your opposite length that corresponds with the length you're looking for. Okay, the one that aligns, the one that is on the same side, or no, opposite side, but like on the same length. It seems to be along the same length with the length you are looking for, or seems to be along the same width with the width you're looking for. So note where your width is. Your width is always on the vertical line. That's from top to bottom. That's where you always have your width. Then the length is the one running from left to right. So look at the line that disappears now. See that? That is your length. Okay, so don't forget that. That is where the line where your length would be. And what about the width? Look at the disappearing line. That would always be your width. All right, now let's see a compound shape now. Don't forget, a compound shape, I said, is a shape that is made up of two simple shapes. Look at this shape. We have two shapes in it. The first one is the long rectangle, and the other one is the rectangle we have here on the right side as well. So we have two rectangles in this shape. Okay, we all can see where we have all the lengths. Don't forget, I told you where you find the lengths. All the lines running from left to right are the lengths, and the widths are the ones running from top to bottom. All right, now let's see a little bit more of explanation. I have a missing width here. Okay, I have a line here, and it is, I don't know the width of this line. Let's take that for an example. I don't know the width of this line. How do I find the width? So I said to you, check your corresponding opposite widths. Where are the other widths that we have in this shape? There is one here, and there is another one here. You see those two lines? Now, if you add those two lines together, you can see that they align with the missing width. If you put the two of them together, they will give us the full length of the missing width. So, to find this missing width, I will only add the first line or the first width to the second width. The total of the two will give me my missing width. Okay? Now, let's look at if we have a missing length. What about that? Oh, yes, we do have a missing length. It runs from the whole stretch of the whole shape, from the beginning to the end. So now that we have this missing length, what are we going to do? We look also at the corresponding opposite lengths. Where are the corresponding opposite lengths? We have this, and also we have this. So what does that mean? To find my missing lengths, I can see that these two opposite lengths align with my missing length. So if I put two of them together and add two of them together, I'll be able to get the full missing length. Okay, I guess this is very, very easy to understand. So let's have some examples now. Let's find the perimeter of this shape. Remember, all the lengths are in meters. So I have line A, B, C, D, E, and F. But notice that all of them have numbers. They have their lengths already, except line B and line E. Except line B and line E. So what do? Let's look for the length. Yeah, it's a length. Let's look for the length of line B. So we have a missing length in line B. First thing we do, check your corresponding opposite lengths. Where do we have a corresponding opposite length here? A corresponding opposite length is on line F, because line F is where we have an opposite, right? Yes. But if you check it out, line F seems to have an excess. Line F runs right from the beginning of this shape to the end. That's the full length of the shape. But there is a bit of excess, because if you look at it at line B, you will find out that line B stops somewhere at this point, and it stops somewhere at this point, and line F actually extends to the end. So what are we going to do to cut out this excess so that we can have only the length of line B? What we do is, where do we have the excess? The excess, look up at line D. Do you see that that's where the excess is? Yeah, and good enough, line D is 4 meters. So the excess of line F, or line F, is longer than line B by 4 meters. So the only simple thing we do is cut off that 4 meters from line F so that we can have only line B. That will give us the answer for only line B. So what now do we do? Line B will be equal to line F minus line D. And what do we have as the answer? Line B will be 14 minus 4, and our answer surely is 10 meter. So good thing we found one side, 10 meter. We have only one to go, line E, before we can find the perimeter. Of course, you know you can't find the perimeter of a shape without knowing all the sides. So line E is a missing width. A missing width. Now let's look at the corresponding widths, or corresponding opposite widths that we have here. We have two of them. Yes, I know you already know. We have first a corresponding width here in line A, which which is 4 meters. And we have another corresponding width in line C, which is 2 meters. So if we put the two lines together, we'll find out that it will make a full length of line E, right? Yes, so we add 4 and 2. It means line E will be equal to line A plus line C. And what is line A plus line C? 4 plus 2, and our answer surely is 6 meters. So now we know that line C is, or line E rather, is 6 meters. What do we then do? We know all the sides. Just to find the perimeter, add all together. Line A plus line B plus line C plus line D plus line E and line F. And what is that? 4 plus 10 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 14 gives us 40 meters. So now we have the full length or the full perimeter of our compound shape. Remember this also, a compound shape will have more than 4 sides. We've been looking at the square and the rectangle, but a compound shape combines more than one simple shape. Like it has like 2 or 3 simple shapes, so it will have at least a minimum of 6 sides like this. Okay, count all the sides of this shape, you find out there are 6 of them. Okay, so please also remember that. Let's go to the next one. Hey, year 6 lesson is not over. Please click on the next link so you can view part 2. See you soon.